Welcome. I'm Diane Yedlelight, a certified psychic and visionary. Today, I would really like to talk to all of you people about the first 5 years of one's life. When we come into this earth, we do have an energy that gives us a unique soul. And that soul is just gobbles of little energies of all energies of the universe that have probably experienced the same thing that I've experienced, but they're coming into the earth body. So we have that. Then you have your energy of your birth vibration and numerology. Then you have lessons of the past, which they call karma souls. And then you have your essence of yourself, and then you have how you've been treated the first 5 years of your life. How much did you remember? How much didn't you? What did you develop out of it besides maybe the hurt and the pain and sorrow? You got a gift out of it too. Okay, if that continues and you're with the same family and the same situation goes on, then you're going to end up having that more ingrained in your mind. But if you get broke up there and you have some other concept come in, it's going to soften that part. It's going to change that part to a certain degree, but it's never going to get itself rid of it because it is called the basic id. And that basic id needs to be loved. It needs to be unconditionally loved, but also needs to have loving, warm discipline, because usually an ego and an id that in a child or a soul that is the first one is usually very, very deep, because say if you're 40 years old, that's pretty deep. So instead of resolving it because you don't know how to as a kid, you carry it around, and then depending upon your circumstances, sometimes you're allowed to release it and sometimes you're not. So then you bury it and then you forget about it, but yet it always comes up because somehow you have something in your exterior part of your life that gives you the memory of the flashback, they call it, maybe post-traumatic stress as well, back to the scenario of how it happened, and that's what you'll visually see no matter what's standing in front of you. And that's called transposing as well. And there's just times that we do that. There's times that everybody does that, but there's also times when other people do it more. And usually what people need to do in our time frame, if you want to really move forward and stop the bickering and all the disagreeing, is to mend your fences with yourself and then mend it with his soul, because obviously the soul has enough to give you and you have enough to give it to make it a balanced, co-created deal, because some of you will produce more children and some of you won't. And we're going to be producing different DNAs, and we're going to start cleansing the DNAs, and we're going to move in that direction as our world is moving in its direction of crash, boom, bang, kind of, then come back up and stand on its feet. So we're being taken care of by a lot of spirits and a lot of ways, and a lot of people that have been put in the right places at the right time to do the certain things. Any tragedies that come along has nothing to do with the blessings, of course, and I'm really sorry for anybody that has had any tragedies this whole year so far. I don't care if it's human or animal. It all is significant, and I wish you all the best, and communicate with them. There's nothing wrong with that, because they love to hear their own name vibration, just like all of us do here on Earth, and open it up. So you have an important part to play, so you can't just sit around or lay around and do nothing unless that's where you want to stay. If you want to stay, you're going to usually pretty much have whatever's been alive around you, if they're still alive, leave. Or you'll sit there with somebody that is still at the low-key, dead vibrational energy, and then one of you will die before the other, and then the other one sits with regret, and the one that died didn't get to do what they wanted, and so it's a mess. Please don't get to the end of the road that way. You don't have to get there that way. You can get there in the honest, caring way of where you give and help others unconditionally, and you accept them too. That's a harder task, especially in your relationship and your family commitment. It's a difficult one, but it has to be talked about. It has to be called upon on the spot. And there has to be reasons, and there has to be validity of it. And there also has to be, how does that person know they're being called upon? What's the sign language? What's what? So when those things get established, then you're going to have it come out and be very good and great and not a mess. So I know each and every one of you can go above and beyond your circumstances. And I ask that you do. And I ask that you start doing the inner work that you need to do so that you can be free. And that you will be able to rebuild your empire and find your unity once again. Because you can go above and beyond any one of your circumstances. And I know that you will. So, until next time, I want you to have a very beautiful one, and we'll be discussing something else, I know for sure, and I hope it's really being helpful. If it is, pass my name on. I'll be more than glad to help anybody. And thanks a lot. My phone number, by the way, is 480-466-7627. Thank you, and bye-bye.